Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about your mindset in this little chit chat. Hopefully I'm not talking too long, and hopefully I'm not rambling, and hopefully I make points. Okay, so here goes nothing. So I wanted to talk to y'all about your mindset because this was something that I learned a while ago, but I see that I have to continue to remind myself, and I have to continue to work at it, because of course it's easy to be positive when everything is going right, and then it's hard to be positive when things are not going right. And it's like you can kind of tell how far you've come in your journey when bad things happen. It's like what comes up was already in the well, whether you were trying to suppress it. I'm gonna use myself for an example. A couple weeks ago, something happened. I think it might have been something with my job. I really can't remember. No, I think it might have been in conjunction with my job and like me looking for a car, basically. So, long story short, child, I was mad. I was pissed. I was like, everything can go to hell. Like, just burn it all up. We done. So, I was just mad. And if you know me, you know that like when I get really, really upset, or if I have a lot on my mind, I just get quiet. Like I don't have nothing to say because I have too much to say, or I have so much in my mind that it's hard for me to communicate like what it is that I'm feeling or what it is that I'm trying to work through, right? So anyway, so I was just like so upset, and I had a therapy appointment too, so I was really upset. So I'm like, man, I feel like everything just is not happening when I want it to happen. Like it took me 10 years to get my own apartment and da-da-da-da. And I feel like I be working hard, and when I'm gonna see the fruits of my labor, and like what the heck. And then I start comparing myself, and child, it went from here to fast. So anyway, I want to say like in the midst, I'm moving around a lot because I have bad posture, so my back be hurting. But I want to say like in the midst of me complaining and doing all that and just being upset, I really do feel like God was like, you need to chill out, and you need to watch how you converse. You really need to watch the things that you say to other people out loud to yourself. You need to watch how you think, because scripture, what a man think, that's what it'll be. Because eventually what you meditate on, you'll start to bring those thoughts to life without you even realizing it, right? So I was like, dang, I really didn't realize that. And I was like, that's a toxic way of thinking, that every time that something bad happens to you, you go right back to your old mindset. You don't hold on to what you learned and what you went through. You just go right back to your old mindset. And like for me, I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like, is it a pessimist? I don't know. Anyway, but I used to be like so realistic that it was negative. So it's like, if it's a bad day outside, like the weather bad, I'm like, the weather just bad. It's just horrible. Like, I mean, you know, it's just like, I wouldn't think of like, oh, you know, the storm will pass. Like, you know, those kind of people. I wasn't really like that. So, especially when it came to me, I would be like that towards me. I don't know how I was towards other people. I ain't got time to take inventory of what people thought I was back then, because it really doesn't matter, because I don't even know that person anymore, right? I remember my therapist was saying that it's easy to focus on the negative things that happen to you versus highlighting all of the good that's happening to you. And sometimes we think that a situation is worse than what it is because of the fact that we keep focusing on the negative. Like there's a difference between a truth and a fact. Miles Monroe, he was a pastor. He passed away some years ago, but he spoke about that in one of his sermons. If I find the sermon, I'll link it below. But the way that he explained it was just so amazing. Like I'll give one of the examples that he gave. He was like, I think I'm going to confuse it. I don't know. I'm going to try my best. The fact is that you are sick, but the truth is that you, by his stripes, you are healed. So he was just saying that they're different from one another. And I was like, I never really thought about that. So like, for instance, I could use myself. Like the fact is that I don't have a car. But the truth is that God will supply all of my needs like he always has been. He always has been Jehovah Jireh, right? So it's like we got to stop focusing on the negative, start focusing more on the positive. And I know that it's hard, and honestly, it's not something that you're going to grasp the concept in one moment, in 1 month, or in 1 year. It's something that you honestly have to continuously work on. Like, it's something that every single day you gotta work on it. Like, I started reading this book. It's called Pigs in the Parlor. I'm pretty sure that you have read this book or that you have seen this book going around. But anyways, they were just talking about, basically the book is about deliverance. This chit chat is not about deliverance, but anyway, just hold on. So basically they were just saying like, these unwanted thoughts, these unwanted spirits, they don't just go just because you like, you can go. If you're still entertaining it, it's going to stay. You have to want it to go. The example that they gave was like, if something came into your house, I forgot what they said. I think they was like an unwanted dog or pets or something. You'll be working hard to get them up out of there. And that's the way that you have to think about these negative thoughts. That's the way that you have to think about these negative mindsets that don't get you anywhere. Don't let a thought settle into your mind and you toy with the idea. Like, no, get up, get active, get out, say something. You know what I'm saying? Start commanding your mind to be obedient to Christ. Start training your thoughts to be like, no, I'm not gonna think like that. No matter what my situation look like, it's not gonna be like this forever. If you work with me, and I know I keep saying that all the time, or if you know me, you know, I always say, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be wealthy. And I remember one lady came up to me. I cut her hair a couple times. And she was like, how do you know? You always say that, but how do you know? I was like, honestly, I don't know how. I just know that I am, because I know that the ideas that I have, the mindset that I have, the fact that I can hustle. I don't care if I make $5 or I make $50. Money is money to me, and I know how to flip it. As a little girl, I took some pencils out of my godmother's closet and told my godsister, I was like, we need to go outside and start selling these pencils so we could get some money. Child, I forgot what I wanted the money for. I don't know if I was like, I don't know if we was trying to buy something. I don't know. I always had ideas. Honey, I've been hustling like that since I was a little girl. So that's still in me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I know I'm going to be wealthy because I say it all the time, because I share it with everybody all the time. I want to be so wealthy that I make other people wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my ultimate goal, is to make other people wealthy with the ideas that I have. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Your mindset. Me being wealthy, it has to start with my mind. I can say it, but I have to believe it. Miles Monroe has said in a sermon when he was talking about praying, he was saying that you have to say the same thing that you pray. Like, you have to think the same way that you pray. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. That's how it works. He quoted the scripture about a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. If you praying one thing and you thinking another thing, or you praying one thing, you having a conversation and opposite of what you prayed about, you're canceling out what you're saying. Like, no, if you're believing God for a house, if you're believing God to be debt free, if you're believing God for your children to be saved, you have to say that. You have to believe that. You have to believe in your heart so much that can't nobody change your mind. Like, you have to do that. You got to think of it like this. All your life, you have allowed thoughts to come and go, allowed thoughts to sit and fester or start to build into something else. So you have to start to train your mind to get those thoughts out and put the good thoughts in. You have to train your mind to think like God, to think, you have to train your mind to do those types of things, because we not naturally, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you get saved, child. Like, you be used to doing your own thing, not really having accountability to anybody. And then when you give your life to Christ, you start to realize that, hold on, child, I'm getting a little convicted here. Maybe I can't say it like that. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can't wear that. Maybe I can't go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start to get convictions. That's just the same way, like, when you start to train your mind to think better, you realize that, okay, you see how toxic it is to think negatively, to speak negatively, to gossip all the time, never have any good news. And when you hear other people doing that, it makes you sick. Not like sick, but more like, wow, that's how I used to sound. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. When I really started working on myself, not so much now because I'm kind of working my way back out of that pit, but when I started working on myself, man, when I would hear people constantly complain, constantly be negative, oh, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I sounded like. Like, baby. And it's like, you don't want to tell them to shut up, but in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, this is exactly how I sounded when I used to do that. It just makes your skin crawl because all you think about is yourself and how you sounded when you used to do that. I will say, like, remember when I told y'all about the sticky notes and about like the little things on the wall that I would use or whatever? Do the same thing. Like, if you're believing God for something, put scriptures on that. Pray on that. Like, whatever you want from God, one, you have to be okay with it not happening because maybe that wasn't God's will for your life. Maybe that was your will for your own life. There is a difference. We also have to be okay with his timing is not our timing. So that means that he might have said something was going to happen, but it's not going to happen when you think that it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I will also say that we got to have patience and we have to have faith. To have patience, you have to have faith. And to have faith, you have to have patience. They work together. I realized that when I started studying about patience, I'm still currently studying about patience. I will link some Bible plans down below for it. I realized that a lot of us are only patient with God as long as we get what we want to get out of him, not because we want to build a relationship with him. So basically, pardon my verbiage, but basically we treating him like he one of these people off the street. And it's like, how do you think that makes him feel? Because if that makes you feel bad when people only use you for what they can get out of you, how do you think that would make him feel if every time you wanted him or needed him, it's only to get something and it's not to build a relationship with him? It's not to get to know him for who he is and who he's been to you. That's got to be a messed up feeling. And I'm not trying to chastise anybody or make someone feel guilty, but I am saying we got to think of it like that. Like, if I wouldn't want nobody using me, calling my phone, texting my phone only when they want me to pray them out of something, or they need some money, or they need a new opportunity, why would I do that to him? That's stupid. First, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Just don't do it no more. And it's going to be a work out of progress, because a lot of the ways that we treat God and interact with God is based on how we view him through our family and through our friends. So anyway, I feel like I've been talking a long time. Please work on your mindset. Y'all get y'all sticky notes out. Write down what you want and what you desire from God. Put scriptures on it, and be okay with if it doesn't happen or it doesn't happen in your timing. I will also add, because I feel like this is getting long, if it doesn't happen, don't be upset, because the steps of a righteous man are ordered. So that means that if it didn't happen, that means that it wasn't for you to have. I've been talking a lot, and y'all know I can talk. So I just want you guys to remember, it's you that makes you beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.